Hello, everybody. You're welcome to the show. Yes. It's going to be a great show today. Everybody from wherever you are, all over the world. This is Lilian, your girl. It's going to be an amazing show. I have a wonderful guest. But you guys know as we do it, before I go on, let me just share. Let people know that I'm here with this special guest of mine. I don't want to be alone doing this show today. So let me just go around and make sure people are seeing us. Give me 1 second to do just that. Oh, how's everybody doing? I know some people will say, Lilian, how you doing? I'm okay. I'm good. I am so excited for my guest today because he's a super talented man and there's so many things he wants to share with us. So let me just go around and share this video and let people know that we are live on the Real Lilian show today. It's going to be an amazing time and I am so super excited for that. If this is your first time of joining me, I want to say thank you so much. Continue to come back. We have a great show here. You know, we interview people, we talk about things as it affects us in our community and our personal lives. So make sure that you join us as much as you can when I come on live. Well, before I bring up my guest, I want to say again, how is everybody doing? I hope you all are doing so good and your week went so well with you. I had a great week myself. Oh, yeah, I did. It's busy and we have some new things that are coming up on the show. So just keep watching us and stay tuned with us because there's so many things that is going to be coming on board. All right. The show has started. I'm going to be bringing up my guest because I don't want to be talking here alone today. I want you to meet this young gentleman from our community who is doing so many things all over the world when it comes to act. So I am going to be bringing him up in a few minutes. So bear with me. I'm still trying to share. Please share the video. Let people know we are live so that people can see us. I just don't want to be here alone talking to this guy. So please join me. Tell others that we are live. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your support that you've been giving to me. My YouTube followers, thank you. My Twitch followers, thank you. Instagram and Facebook, all the socials, thank you all. Well, without much ado, I am going to bring up my guest right now. He's no other person but Mr. Emmanuel Eni. Oh my God, I can't believe this is real.
This is real, Lilian.
Welcome to the show. I am so super excited to have you here. So super excited.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so much for coming. Thank you for joining. I know a lot of people are going to be joining us soon to see what we are doing here and also talking to you. I'm going to start it, very easily and very softly.
Okay.
How are you doing, first of all? How is everything going?
I'm doing quite good. Today, the sun is shining in Germany, in Bavaria. After so many months of cold and so much winter and snow, now it's looking bright again.
Whoa, that is good. So good to hear. Yeah, the same thing over here. The sun has started coming out, and we're so excited about that. It's amazing. Now, I am so privileged. So I don't even know how to say it to have you on my show. It's
It's
not
my
easy to
pleasure.
track you down with your busy schedule. So thank you so much for coming. Yeah. So I'm going to go straight away by meeting you. I want people to know who you are. Tell us a little bit about who is Mr. Emmanuel Eni.
Thanks a lot, Lilian. I hope my cap is sitting good.
It's sitting good. You look good.
Lord, thanks a lot. You look beautiful today, Lilian.
Thank you. Thank
Like
you.
always.
Thank you. Thank
Nice
you.
hair, nice style, nice voice. I'm very happy to be with you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Let me introduce myself formally. My name is Emmanuel Eni. People call me Blackman in European Kitchen. That is my poet name. I'm originally from Nigeria, from Igbanke in Edo State, in the western part of Africa. I live in Germany for 30 years now. Meanwhile, I'm a German and also a Nigerian. I'm a poet and multimedia artist. My work encompasses sculptures, paintings, installations, audiovisual performances, and of course, poetry.
Wow. 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 So This is so super nice. Yeah. This is so super nice because a lot of people, that is one area that you don't easily see people from our community delve into. So I have a lot of questions that I'm going to be asking you on that area. Just give me 1 minute. I'm still trying to connect with my audience to make sure that we are live here and also that we are connected
Yes, yes.
So just to make sure that we are connected and everybody, people are watching us, I'm just trying to get share the video, because this interview today, I just don't want to be alone, because I know you have a lot to share with us and a lot to give. So I want people to come on board and also enjoy a piece of that. I'm going to go straight, because we have a couple of things to talk about. I'm
Yes,
going to go straight into the discussion, and so that we can actually cover as much as we can you
African,
know
yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
thank you for introducing yourself. Thank you for letting us know who you are and all that good stuff. So now, as an artist and as a sculptor, what actually, as a young man, I work in a school. There's some of the kids, I ask them, what do you want to do? They're like, I don't know yet, I'm still yet to decide. Of course, obviously some people know what they want to become. When
Yes.
was that time that it kind of struck you to say, I want to become an artist, I want to become a sculptor, I want to paint?
Oh,
When
yes.
was that?
Wow. Lilian, when I was a little kid at about 4 or 5 years, my parents and all my family, they used to wonder how I could be able to sleep in my little room with my sisters with a lot of clay and wood and a lot of pencils and crayons. And that's when I started drawing and painting my mothers, my grandmothers, fathers, and everybody was amazed. It became really strong when I was about 6, 7 years old. One of my uncles took me to a museum, and I was flabbergasted to see how beautiful the works of art there was, how the human being was painted so realistic with the eyebrows, with the eyes and ears. It totally blew my mind away as a kid. And when I got back home, I started really to dedicate myself more stronger in creating by drawing and painting.
Wow. That is so nice. That is so amazing. So now, from that time onward, you just told yourself, I think I'm going to go into this. I'm going to do it as a career.
Yes, it was actually nothing else to do in my own mind at that time. It was the only thing that caught my interest. And every day I was in my room drawing and painting. At the point I started going to the back of the house, collecting clay and molding different kinds of stuff. And then already in the primary school, in the primary one, primary two, there was a kind of a drama that the school was preparing for the students to participate in. And they called me, they say, Emmanuel, you are very good. Why don't you make for us our gods for this particular theater we are trying to do? So the teacher brought me clay and I made the gods for the theater show. And since then, I've been with art and nothing else.
Wow, that is so amazing. If you're just joining us, please comment, ask questions. My guest is here to answer any question you want to ask, because in our community, a lot of people are very channeled and stationed to this career, that career. So now, when you thought about, I want to become an artist, did you see it or envisaged it as a profitable thing that you're going to do? Because I know that definitely, as an African parent, they would have been saying, is something wrong with you? You don't want to become a doctor, an engineer, or a lawyer?
Yes, yes,
Did you see the money that you're going to be,
yes,
making
yes,
money
yes.
from it?
Lilian, trust me, I saw the money because when I went to that art show, I saw there was a kind of a public official who came to open the show. I was very small at that time. I saw a lot of rich people with their agbadas, some of them with coats, and they were viewing this particular artist's work at that time. And I, as a little kid, I was always looking and saying, wow, such a glamour. It was so beautiful. I knew already as a kid that there would be money there. Trust me.
Oh wow. That is so interesting. So now, can you share with us what are some of the most challenging, have you handled any challenging project so far in your career? And if you have, what are some of the challenging projects?
Yes, in the process of traveling, I left Nigeria about 30 years ago, fresh from the university after my Bachelor of Arts. And when I got to Europe, it was initially difficult to understand the language. First of all, I was in France, then I was in Germany. It was difficult for me to understand the language. And when I started creating, the challenges I had were the titles of my work and how to translate them for the viewers so that they can be able to understand the semantics of what I was trying to say, apart from the visual images.
Mm.
And then after so many years, let's say on the second decade, I had a very challenging issue where I built a 20-ton elephant in Germany, and suddenly the elephant was outside where it was not supposed to be, and nobody wanted this elephant. It was 20-ton heavy, and it was 10 meters long, 3 meters,
Oh,
3 meters wide, and somehow I had no other option. Believe it or not, Lilian, I had to destroy this elephant. And
oh my God.
yes, I had to destroy the elephant. In order not to lose so much at that time, I had to develop a theme to still make it worthwhile for me, which I called the junking of the elephant. It was in Berlin about 15 years ago, and I called it the junking of the elephant. I had to rewrite the whole scope and the whole thesis of that work, and I wrote it as a dedication to nature, as a part of nature being destroyed, as we see every day, where animals are shot, where the nature is destroyed due to industrialization. And there was indeed a lot of crowd, Lilian, and
Wow.
I destroyed that elephant in the front of a live audience under the title "Junking of the Elephant." It made a lot of publicity. All the media houses in Europe were there. They reported on it. And after that, I made about 100 of the same elephant, which I sold out to the people. So I was finally able to get my money and get all my pains and all my pleasures, let's say, of doing that particular work. That great challenge of that time ended up to be one of my big stepping stones, because that elephant, the elephant, became one of my most important works. And let me show you a small, tiny model of that elephant.
Please do.
Yes, while I will show you in the catalog the real image of the real big elephant, which
Wow.
was junked and rewritten as a note to nature and the preservation of nature.
Wow.
Yes,
Go ahead. Please show us.
it was a big thing, Lilian.
As we all can see, my guest today is Emmanuel Eni. He's an artist, he's a sculptor, he's a painter. He has been doing so much artistically, when you want to say anything, painting all over the world. And there's something I'm still going to ask him for him to tell us. He's not just doing it even just as business, he's impacting this knowledge into a lot of young people. So please share this video. Let people come in, especially people from our community. Let them come and learn and see that with your hands and with your skill, you can do so much and touch lives, and not just that, make money, because he has money. All right, go ahead, take it over.
Yeah, Lillian. So the elephant that was destroyed actually has this shape. This shape.
Wow.
Yeah, this shape.
Wow.
So see, today this elephant is still selling. This elephant is still selling. I made it when I was creating this big elephant. I had the image and the vision of a dinosaur because elephants are common. Everybody knows the features, but
Yes.
this particular elephant is patented in the design and in the scope of it. So everybody knows this as Emmanuel Eni's elephant, and it is actually called Enifant.
Wow.
Enifant. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me show you the actual elephant in
Please
its
do.
in its magnitude, how it was standing when it was created before it was destroyed. That's it.
Oh, wow.
You can see that.
Yeah. Wow. That is amazing.
And if you look down, you see some people there. They are riding bicycles. You can see the size of the elephant
Yes.
that was junked. Yes,
Wow. This is
yes,
amazing. This is
yes, yes,
amazing.
yes, yes. So that is the main one of the major challenges I had in my career, and fortunately, this elephant is a calling card for everybody. It's a very famous work. If you go to the internet and just Google "junking of the elephant" or Emmanuel Eni elephant, you can get the whole stories and also all the news that are still dropping about this particular elephant.
So, but one thing that is very, that I'm just trying to process in my head is, so now why did you destroy it?
Yes, and what happened is that time I had a studio. The government announced a space for artists. That in the announcement they wrote, "This is a studio space for artists. You can live there. You can build your works, and there's a free space outside. If you are a sculptor, you can make monuments and so on." Then later on, I moved into this very complex. Later on, it turned out, Lilian, that the space that I was understanding that was open for creating this elephant was not actually the space given to that complex. So at a
Hmm.
point, after building this elephant for more than 1.5 years, I built this elephant. Suddenly, one morning, I woke up, I saw that they were fencing the building. So the elephant was outside the fence.
Wow.
Wow. So the owners of that land, they were making so much problem. So I was approaching the government and approaching the institute. I said, but you guys made me to understand that this elephant is in a given space that should actually be there. So, but you know how it is, the politics and the bureaucracy, nobody wanted to actually take responsibility. So on the long run, nobody was had the money to purchase 150,000 euros worth of elephant, and the elephant was in an outside space.
Wow.
So I said, so what do I do? I have to rewrite my thesis about this work. I have to present it again and see what I can do to still make it to benefit me. So I went to the press. They wrote about it. Everybody was making noise. Oh, there's a very big elephant. It's going to be destroyed because the elephant has no home and so on. So when I presented my thesis as junking of the elephant, as a sign of the ecology, as an example of how nature is destroyed, this particular big elephant is going to be destroyed now. It pulled a lot of crowd. So when the people came, we destroyed the elephant with a very big caterpillar. You understand? So
Wow.
trust me, Lilian. So after destroying the elephant, why destroying the elephant? 3 months I was in my studio. I created 100 of those elephants. Let me show you the standard size
Please do.
that
Yes.
I created it. So
We all please share, 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 share. Community, join, join. This is so interesting and so natural. Yeah.
Lilian,
Oh
so this is
wow, this
you
is
see,
beautiful. This
okay. So you see, this is okay. So this is the elephant that I then created. I created 100 of them.
wow.
I created 100 of them. You understand? So let me show you another one. I still have a couple of them still with me.
This
And
is so beautiful. So
so
beautiful.
This is this is also one of the elephants.
Wow.
You see, it's exactly the same shape like the big one that was destroyed. So, so I created.
Wow.
Yes. So I ended up selling this elephant. Um, I sold more than 60 of them, and I
Wow.
was yes, I sold a lot of them. Till today, people still come to the studio. They say, Emmanuel, I want to buy your elephant. So I'm still creating from that same big shaped elephant. I'm still
Yeah.
I'm still creating new ones and still selling them till today.
So from what I am seeing now, right, Iman,
Yeah,
from what I
yeah.
am seeing is like when you want to create something, you want to, bring in something together artistically, there is something that comes to you. So how do you, what themes or subjects do you typically explore when you are creating something? How do you get your theme together? How do you say this is what I want to put together? How does it come to you creatively? How do you come about it?
Well, Lilian, art doing art is like going to the farm.
Wow.
When you are a farmer, every day you go to the farm. First of all, you plant the seed. So every day you go there to clear, make sure the grass doesn't grow and kill that seed. So, like a lawyer or a doctor or an office person who goes to work every day, an artist is every day in his studio. So, whether he has inspiration or not, it is his duty to be in his creation room. So, when he gets there, he has all the tools to his disposal. If he wants to draw on paper, if he wants to paint on canvas, if he wants to mold or do sculptures on clay, he has all the tools. So he just takes and just creates because
Wow.
yes, an artist has been invested with that creativity that
Yes.
everything he touches
Mm.
becomes a kind of life form. So that's how it is. But sometimes you have some special inspirations where you have something driven spiritually from inside your mind, even from inside other people's mind. You have this information of it, then you go actually timely to go and create those things in your studio. Apart from that, every day an artist just goes to the studio, just like anybody working, to just create because it's his job.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, do you do for private clients? And if you do, how do you have time to accomplish it? Because I know you do some of these things because you sell them to museums, different places and organizations. And also, I want you to also touch on the aspect of you are teaching students as a professor in different universities. When do you have time to blend all these things together, and still have time for your clients, private clients?
Yes. What happens is, as an artist who has worked so much, who is also well known, thank God, worldwide, sometimes you get an email from a school or university. They say, "Hello, Mr. Eni, please, could you come and assist the big professor to graduate these students? Uh, could you come and do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 semesters with this class?
Yeah.
And prepare your curriculum for them. Let's see if it's good with us." So you prepare a curriculum for them. They say, "Okay, this is good. So you can come. This is your salary, how long you'll be there." And when you get to the university, they also give you a space, they give you a flat or a house. Then you teach those students. So when you've done with your time, because you are a visiting lecturer,
Yeah.
so after doing that, then you also go back to your studio.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing. It's so interesting because, as I look at it, even now, you're making me getting so interested and so, like it's
Lilia,
like nature speaking to
Lilia,
you.
Lilia, the story of that elephant is crazy.
I can see that. I can see that. It's like it just blew my mind on how somebody, I mean, ordinarily, I wouldn't even imagine it that you can sit down, create an elephant, and this kind of thing will begin to kind of
Come up.
interest people and fascinate them to the extent that, you know, destroying it is like touching a
Yeah,
lot of people. And now you
a
coming back
lot,
again to
a
recreate
lot.
it so
The,
people can have it.
yeah, Lilian, the viewers should go and just write Emmanuel Any elephant, and then go to news. You find out all the news that is still there about the elephant. So it was
Wow.
actually a very great thing. And the money I wanted to make from that very large 20-ton elephant, over the years, I have kind of made it. And it also gave me a big leverage and made me more famous, because it's a very empathic story to create such a huge art piece and to destroy it.
Okay, so now there's another interesting question I want to ask you. What kind of materials do you use for your sculpture making when you're making these things? What kind of materials do you use? And how do you
Yes,
come about them?
yes. As a sculptor, you have to be the master of materials, because all through the time in the universities, your course called Materials and Method of Sculpture teaches you how to use every material, every medium for sculpture, from ordinary clay, which you burn to make them permanent, to wood, to bronze, to fiberglass. The materials are available. They are just natural materials that you use. Some of them are also chemical, like fiberglass, where you have to use a fiberglass resin, you have to use fiberglass mesh, you have to use the fiberglass accelerator. Then you can use it to model your sculpture directly, or you can cast the sculpture from a clay model, which you now cast as a finish of fiberglass. There are also other temporary mediums, like plaster of Paris. Yeah, there are different mediums of sculpture.
Wow. You have done a lot of work. I want to ask, which one do you think is your favorite? Do you have a favorite
Oh,
among them?
Lilian, you are the 100th or 200 or 1000th questionnaire of this particular question. Now, Lilian, how can you choose from your children who is the favorite one?
That is a very, very good one.
Yeah,
That is a very good one. So you love all your work. I mean, that's a very brilliant answer because
yeah,
it's just like asking sometimes some musicians are like, which one is your favorite song? I mean, every song that you write, you like,
yeah,
I want that. So every painting that you have done, you love them. That is why you put in your strength and your energy. I can
yeah.
see some paintings behind you. Let me just drift a little bit. Do you want
Okay.
to share with us what those paintings are? And I can
Yeah,
see two paintings behind you.
yes. Lillian, as I'm speaking with you, I have about, let's say, 500,000 paperworks. Those are just drawings on paper. And I have a lot of normal paintings on canvas. But after decades, I discovered, especially when I went to see a very important exhibition from the Museum of Modern Art in New York, I found out that many of the paintings from Picasso, Modigliani, Fra Angelico, all the old masters from the 1200, even before the classical time, the Renaissance time, I found out that those paintings, they were not actually in the same shape as they were when they were made. Many of them have cracks on them, and the museums and the institutes have to spend billions of dollars to restore them every other year so that the pictorial value can still be seen. So when I saw this, I was asking myself, what is the benefit of making a painting when after hundreds of years the paintings break down and they deteriorate?
Yeah.
So I now started to experiment and to work and work till I discovered one particular style Yeah, this tile, no matter the temperature or the time or the light, these particular pieces of works that are done from this tile, they don't break down. They are like immortal. So I titled them this particular style New Light Painting Art.
Wow.
So one of the things that used to also wonder me, that made me a little bit not a little bit, quite dissatisfied, is that how can you put up a painting? It's supposed to be a painting, but when you off the light, when there are no lights, you cannot see the work.
Mhm.
You are in the darkness in the room, and there's a very expensive painting like Da Vinci's Mona Lisa, and you can't see it because the place is dark. So I took like 12 years to develop this style where the inner light of the painting is reflected through the light that are installed inside. So I called it New Light Painting Art. So in the night, my paintings are the only paintings that you can actually see in the dark. So this worldwide patent that I discovered actually was a very big step in my career. Until today, I'm the only one doing these paintings that you can actually see in the dark, because intelligently there are lights behind it. So the paintings you are seeing behind are part of those new light painting art. They are
Oh,
paintings that
wow.
that you can see when there is light from the front, or when there is no light from the back.
So I, because from when I was doing a little some research about you, I saw that you are the patent, owner of the
Yes,
light painting.
yes.
So that means that anybody who has to do this, explain to us, because I want to understand anyone who has to do a light painting has to come through you.
Yeah, anybody who does that without my permission gets a tosa. That means that they are literally not permitted to copy that style, because I have a patent of this style. Because in Germany it's called Tito Schutz. That means a title patent. So in this title patent, it is described what new light painting art is. It is not stained glass, it is not lithography, but new light painting art discovered by Emmanuel Eni and patented.
Okay, I have some questions here. There, our guests, people are so interested, and it's so soothing to me. And I don't know how I feel. It's so kind of soothing, so nice, and I'm so glad that
Very
our
good.
viewers are beginning to catch it. And I have some questions here that some people are already writing to you, sir. If you don't mind to answer,
Yes,
somebody
please.
said, "Sir, you
I
should have
love
thought
to.
of a place
What,
to
sir?
keep."
What, madam?
Somebody said you should have thought of a place to keep it than destroying the elephant. It must
Oh,
have really hurted those watching you destroy it.
oh, it
What
was.
do you have to say?
Trust me, it was very painful for the viewers, because in the one of the newspaper articles that was written in a very famous German, many famous German newspapers, for example, the Tagesspiegel, which is the Daily Mirror from Berlin, and also Berliner Morgen Post, which is the Berlin Morning Post. The first line is, the writer wrote that I said, I don't remember when I said that, but I must have said that because he wrote it. He wrote, um, my heart is broken because of seeing the destruction of my work. So he further wrote that the artist, on seeing when the caterpillar came to crash on the work and destroy it, that the artist turned his back and left the audience. So,
Oh,
yes, of course, it must have been a very traumatizing and very painful experience for the viewers, because I still have a lot of those documents and photos and videos. If you look at everybody, they had their hands in their jaw like this, and it
yeah.
was very painful. But trust me, I knew the implication of this. So before the destruction of the elephant, I created hundreds of those smaller ones, so that the people can have something to take home with them. So till today, the people still, when they come to my studio, the first thing they ask about is, do you still have one of those elephants?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, another person here says, why is painting not growing in Nigeria precisely?
Oh, for the person who asked that, I like to slightly contradict, just slightly. Painting actually is the most fascinating product in the art world, because painting is like daylight and night light. So people find it easier to buy paintings than to buy sculpture, because before they buy sculpture, they will ask how heavy it is, where can I put it, do I
Yes.
need a pedestal, and how can I carry this. But painting is just like yeah, the ultimate photography, the original. So actually in Nigeria, many painters are doing more than sculptors. So I have a luck that I am a multimedia artist, just like Da Vinci or Michelangelo. Yeah, I'm sorry to compare myself with them, but it's actually a very great gift that
Of
can I can
course.
yes, that I can be able to transit all these genres of art, and I actually mastered these genres of art. It's not easy to find a sculptor and a painter and a performer and a poet, you understand, and an installation artist. So, paintings, my dear, whoever asked the question, paintings are doing quite well in Nigeria. The most famous artists you have in Nigeria, they are mostly painters. Sculpture is very cumbersome, and the people find it difficult to buy it and to take it home. So I'm actually very lucky because I'm a painter and I'm also a sculptor. As I'm speaking with you in my house here, where at my house, I have like 500, 600 sculptures. There are so
Wow.
many in
I
bronze.
need one.
Don't worry, when we see you, get one.
Yes.
So,
So
yes,
this is from Simeke. Thank you so much. The first one was from Biani. The question, thank you. But quickly before
thank you,
I think we would be happy if you do a performance. But before then, can you tell us what is the difference between a painting? Because now in my head, I'm like, okay, what's the difference between painting and the sculpture? What are the two different work?
Okay. Paintings are described as two-dimensional pictures. That is the pictures that you can hang on the wall. It means that you cannot go around them. So sculptures are three-dimensional or four-dimensional. When it gets to 5 or 6 or 7 dimensions, they become installations. So that is the basic difference. The difference also between painting and sculpture is the materials. For painting, you need a canvas that is a stuff or piece of cloth or canvas that is stretched on the frame where you paint on them. Okay, then you for sculpture you need a matter like clay, like wood, and like a bronze. You need it to use to form the sculpture. There you have to go around it in three-dimensional, maybe four when you go on top to look at your form. So those are the differences between paintings and sculpture. But now, since the last 12 years, I have created something more wider than two dimension of painting, which is the new light painting art that you can actually see when there is no light. And apart from that, this new light painting art is a piece of a creation that is not vulnerable to deteriorate with time, and to deteriorate from light, and to deteriorate from space. Because in the process of creation with my material and my technique, I've been able to kill the memory of that painting, so that when it is hot, it expands. When it is cold, it contracts. So over the time, these particular paintings, they do not develop cracks, and you can actually take them and wash them and still stretch them, and they are not destroyed.
Oh wow, this is so amazing. Yeah, I was thinking, do you have something you want to like show to us? Is that okay today or maybe another interview? Do you have like, okay, maybe before I go there, let me ask, because I know apart from painting and the sculpture, you're also a poet.
Wow. Poet is the base of my heart.
Exactly. So tell us, how did you get wrapped up in all this
Oh,
nature?
I have to tell you something. I was very lucky because when I was in university, the best university in the world, that is University of Benin.
Oh,
When
come on,
no,
Unica.
yeah, but Lilian, when it comes to art, when it comes to
Yes,
art,
yes.
so now my university has a faculty of creative arts where you have visual art like painting and sculpture, and also industrial or use art like graphics, ceramics, and textile. They also had the faculty of theater arts or department of theater arts. So when I was in the university, the we used to take electives from drama and from theater art. And when I was in the university, I was actually a star because in my first and second year, I won roles that theater art majors did not win. I became lead cast of very serious theater and serious titles where I became the star, the number one figure of those stage work, like King Jeketile. Is the story about a South African visionaire, not a South African, a Tanzanian visionaire who was, who had a lot of problems and during the Maji Maji uprising in Tanzania. So I took that role. It was a play written by Ibrahim Hussein. And my professor then, Dr. Professor Austin Asagba, they took me because of my spirituality and also because of my strangeness and because of my memory capacity. I was able to memorize all the lines of that drama, and I became the lead cast where all the class of year two come around me in the form of dancers, performers, co-actors, and I was the lead on the stage. So that very experience gave me so much of a push that when I left the university and I furthered and later came to Europe, the poetry did not leave my mind. So I
Wow.
live, yes, I live till today as a poet. When I was a really strong poet, I spent like 15, 20 years just writing poetry. I had even my own TV radio show in Berlin in Radio Multiculti called On the Way with Emmanuel Eni every Tuesday with my drummers. I used to tell story to the whole of Berlin, and they used to listen on the radio. So this thing is actually a talent and actually a very good blessing from my training from the University of Benin.
Wow. So is that another thing I wanted to ask is you know, tell us, how does poetry impact our life? Because even, growing up myself, I was very much interested in poetry, but I know I couldn't write too much of that as a literature student. And I love to read, of course, but poetry is one thing that kind of give a lot of, you know, how do I even put it now? Give some kind of meanings to different things that people don't recognize as being meaningful. So, how does it impact us as human beings, and what do you think are the positive effects it gives to us as humans?
Well, poetry is the hope behind living. And
Ooh, hashtag hope behind living.
yes, and no matter who the person is, whatever he does, there's poetry beneath. Before you say, I want to do this, I want to be that, I want to do this, you are a poet. That poetry informs you and feeds your mind. I'm sorry to say, even the robbers and those people doing criminal things, it's also poetry behind their mind, because that is the initial thing that gives you that sugar that tells you go and do this, go and do this, go and do that. So that is how important poetry is. Now, when you find out some titles of works, for example, for an artist, when you see a painting, looking at it in your mind, you say, "Oh, but this thing is like this, or it could be like this." Or those informations you are getting from viewing is they are insinuations of the poet inside you, and also
Wow.
they are signs that are detecting the poet inside the artist that created those works. So, for example, when you find a title of works, you see a walk like some footprints go on a road, and the artist titled it "The Road." There's also a poem behind that title, "The Road," because when you hear "The Road," it's not only your road or his road or her road, it is the road. And this big openness is what is called poetry. So
Wow.
you see, for example, yeah, I'm not showing you the words now; they are just far away. This
Yeah.
painting I'm looking, this painting I'm looking at right here, is titled "The Promised Troop." It shows a very big hill, and a lot of people on that hill, like they are trying to jump, and down is a house with light. So the painter, which is me, titled it "The Promised Troop." So
Wow.
yeah, and when you hear the word "the promised troop," you start thinking about things like Ukraine. You start thinking about Nigerian army against Sambisa or whatever. So those are the benefits of poetry. Like this painting behind me, it shows a man and a woman. They are like in a Kama Sutra position, like in the virgin human in the womb position, upside down. It is titled "The Chronicler's Hyperbole." So that is how useful poetry is.
Wow.
For example, this very YouTube we are doing now and Facebook is also a kind of poetry. When you go in the philosophical level, you
Yeah.
find out that being able to communicate worldwide using a computer, sending messages, and doing this and that, there is also poetry behind the whole base of it. So when you look at Instagram or newspapers writing articles, the paragraphs that they write, all the columns and stuff, it's also poetry. You, Lilian TV, what you are doing is also poetry. So
Wow.
that's how important poetry is.
Wow. This is so amazing. Now, some of your work that you have done them in bronze and terracotta.
Yes, terracotta.
What does that mean? People like to know, they want to see it. What are the works that are done in bronze and terracotta? Do you
Uh,
have any piece to show us?
okay, the elephants I showed you before now,
Yes.
they are terracottas, like
Okay.
this sculpture, the
Oh,
lift,
wow. Yeah.
the lift. It shows somebody pulling up another person. The
Wow.
lift.
Yeah.
So you see, the title again, the lift, is also poetry, because when people hear the lift or lift, they think it's a mechanical lift alone when you are in a building.
Hmm.
But in this very sculpture, you see one figure on the apex pulling up somebody from down. So that is also poetry. Let me go to the other room and bring you an example of a bronze work.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Wow, this is so amazing, amazing. I am learning so much, and at the same time, it's like it's like a meditation for me in painting and in sculpture, and artistically it's like a meditation. So these things are healing and soothing to our body. And if you are the type that you're at home, you don't have any painting in your house, I'm sure that after this show today, you're going to go get a painting in your house, because I'm telling you, my guest is feeding us with so many beautiful things that we need as nature, because I see what he's doing now. This is nature, having paintings, having the sculpture and poetry. If you're the type that has not been listening to poems before, I'm sure that this is going to kind of push you to say, I want something like this. I want to listen to some poems. I want somebody to read poems to me, because they are really very soothing to our body. Thank you so much once again. Let's welcome him, Mr. Annie.
Thanks, thanks a lot. Lilian, you asked about bronze, an example of bronze.
Yes.
This very work is a,
Ooh, wow.
is a bronze work. It is titled Family.
Wow.
It's a lot of heads on one block, like they're all wearing the same shirt.
Wow.
So if you listen to the sound, you can hear the sound.
Yes.
It's metal. You can hear it. It's metal.
Wow.
That is bronze. Bronze is an alloy of different metals. In the nature, the ground doesn't bring out bronze, but the bronze caster joins different kinds of metal and melt them together to create bronze.
Wow.
It's always coming in a shiny form like gold. But after some time, when the air and the weather works on it, it starts to become green like this.
Wow. This is
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, somebody said great job learning more about art. Exactly, because this is one area that I'm telling you, ordinarily, most people are not going to see that and say, let me just learn about art. But I think that after watching this show today, or maybe those people are going to watch later, they're going to go in and say, you know what? I want to know more about art. It's so refreshing. Somebody said again, this is wonderful. I'm telling you, this is so refreshing. This is so nice. I feel so refreshed myself just listening and watching to how you are analyzing every bit of this work of nature. It's
Thanks a
just
lot,
amazing.
Lilian. I want to show you something. To go back to that new light painting art, I
Yes,
will
please
show
do.
you
We would
two,
like
two
to
po-
see.
yes, madam. I'd like to show you two paintings, two portraits. There is a portrait of a woman and a man in the abstract form. And the two works, they are on two different frames. They are small. It is titled This Man, That Woman.
Wow.
This man, that woman. I will
Yes.
show you the work without light as a normal painting. Then I will show you the work with light. Okay?
Wow.
So let's see.
Please do. We're here. I am so like, thank
Do
you
you,
so much, Biani. It says, this is beautiful. I love it. Yes,
oh,
yes,
do
yes.
you do you see these two pictures?
Yes, raise it up a little bit so we can actually take a very good look at them. Raise it up for us.
Do you see it?
We can see it, but it's kind of lower. We can see that. Okay, very good, very good, very good.
Okay, you see two figures facing each other.
Yes.
Okay, now,
Let me take this out.
look.
Oh, wow. This is beautiful. Wow.
You
So
see
that
it?
is the light. That is the light.
Yes.
Wow, this is amazing.
That is the new light painting art. You see
Wow.
it? You
Yeah.
see? So now without light, it's
Wow.
just like this.
Yes, it's different.
It's different.
So is this light built inside or you have to put it on?
Yeah, it is built inside, but it's not just putting the light inside. It also has to do with the material and the method
Oh,
of
wow.
that is used to paint it.
Wow. This
You
is
see?
beautiful. This is so beautiful.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's nice. This is just amazing how
Okay.
you have turned this skill to something that is so special and so amazing and so beautiful that we are enjoying right now. Thank you so much.
Thanks a
Now,
lot.
is there, do you have, because I know that I have seen on your channel, for those of you that are watching, please, you can follow Mr. Emmanuel Eni on YouTube and Facebook. Go to his YouTube channel that is called Blackman in European Kitchen. Blackman in European Kitchen
European
on
kitchen
YouTube.
star.
Yeah,
Black
say it
man
again.
in European kitchen star.
Blackman in European Kitchen Star is on YouTube. Please make sure that you go there and subscribe to the channel so
Subscribe
that
and
you
share.
can say it again.
Subscribe and share, please.
Yes, so that you can view most of his work. And if you have questions, you can ask him, on YouTube. I'm just trying to write it so that
Yeah.
people can get it,
Black man European
on
kitchen
YouTube.
star.
Yes. Please go there, subscribe to the channel so that you can get a lot of his work. And also, if you want to ask questions, leave questions for him on the question area. He's definitely going to reply you. And so that you can see that he's on YouTube at Blackman in European Kitchen Star. Please subscribe to that channel because this work of art is so relaxing. Do you have online training, sir? Somebody is asking you, Mr. Eni.
Yes, it depends
Mr.
on what.
Simeke, do you have online training?
Yes, I do have.
Okay, good. So
Just,
that's why I'm saying go to his YouTube channel and subscribe and all these things. You're going to see a lot of them. And you can inbox him. He's on Facebook, on all social. You can follow him on all social as Emmanuel Eni so that you can ask him any question, inbox him. He's going to reply you and he's going to take you through nature. He's going to take you through nature. I have some few questions before we start rounding up. Do
yeah.
you have anything you want to kind of, I know I've kind of exhausted you a little bit.
No, no, there's a lot of reserve.
I know you do some performance on your channel where you talk about some of your poetry and all that. Do you
Yeah.
want to give us a sneak peek? A
Yeah,
little?
let me give you 2 or 3 poems.
Okay, please do.
Everybody, open your ears and your hearts. Lilian, today, okay, Lilian. Before I do the poetry, this is my last book that I just published.
Oh, okay.
It's titled "Kind on Kind." It has 600 poems. You see how thick
Wow,
it is?
kind on kind.
Kind on kind. It means
Okay.
this kind on another kind.
Wow.
And this is one of my older classic books published in England titled Masquerade on Dressing. They are poems,
Wow.
tales, and stories. And this is one of my other books. It's called Death of the Curator. It's about art and the art world. It's a drama. And
Wow.
this is my last catalog that I just made last year. And all this you can always order on my website or on YouTube or on Facebook. Just
Are,
write
are
me.
your books are your books on Amazon or just your website?
They are on Amazon.
Okay, good, good, good. So, Kind on Kind by Emmanuel Eni. I'm going to come back to talk about all of them again. And
Yes.
please, if you're looking for a way to say, oh, I can't find them, you're going to see them. Go to my page. I'm going to put all the information there so you can click on it and you go get the book. He has a lot of books on poetry and also the classes. They can be on my page. You're going to see them so you can click and go right there. So now let's listen to the poem.
Thanks a lot for being poetry lovers, and please allow me to be your poet. Please. So let's do the first one. I hear you speaking from my body of all my sins that are unforgiven, the time I lost what you have given, and you called aloud my name, saying, you are all I need. And you went and came with me, a field where angels in white held broken swords that dripped quiet and still, as we thought we had found and killed the devil in disguise and the faded light that shined that way through that garden, where we searched without knowing we bore that solemn seed, whose corn was us in love. Melody of solemn streams sailed boats of many colors in its waters. The figuration hidden in the heart of the red coral glowed and told stories about the most love of love. And the miracle of our glory silently became like a painter on his last colors and his canvas. Then we became part of the stained glass, throwing our reflection, a unity of a variation of a story in our design. I'll give you another one. I learned today life started with words. Memory teaches the new. It happened that it came unknown. Tomorrow, none know. It happens that it is in yesterday's fold.
Wow.
I give you another one. I borrow happiness from the pen, from my soul's death and the loneliness of the crowd. I lost form and found words to tell of time, present, that will be coming to pass. What we found is an eye of time that is our way to our right. Love is an angel inside our hearts. I'll give you another one. When you see the eye of the eagle, it is a stone in the color of sky and earth. When you see an eagle fly in the sky, you see the cloud, you see the sun, the wind, and the rain. Love is like an eagle. Love nurtures human emotions. Another one. It will be a time love is blind as she rises from the fall. After wisdom, realizing money makes the smile and rise from the pot of soup, becoming an eye melted in her heart.
Wow.
One more. One nightfall was a bed dressed in rain. Towards her thought, a future made, knowing that my word was all of the word that mirrored death in the rain.
Wow. Amazing.
One last one.
Wow. So brilliant. So beautiful. I mean, this is just, you just made my whole day. And I know that the people that are watching, they're so glued and so interested. And, this is just mind blowing. It's amazing. You
Thanks a
know,
lot.
it's
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you so much. This means so much to me. But there's something I want to ask you.
Yes.
I mean, I know, sometimes we do a lot of beautiful work and we're so excited about it. Do you ever get criticism?
Well, those who criticize, they don't do it to my face.
Yes.
But when they do, I always look for another work to use to calm them down. I keep showing them works till they say, "Oh, I like this one."
Exactly. That is so
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah.
That is so beautiful. Now, how do you feel as a young man, as a Nigerian, and I know you live abroad, but you go to Nigeria all the time. Last year, or yeah, I think it was last year, I was reading when I was doing some of my research. You wanted them to begin to do like a joint artwork with the
Yes, yes.
people in diaspora, and you spoke to a couple of ministers, of Nigeria. How has that been, and what do you think will be the benefits if they begin to merge together to do something like that?
Oh, okay. The benefit will be that the artists that are abroad will have the opportunity to go
Oh,
home and show what they are doing. And also, the benefit for the artists at home is to see what is being done abroad. And if they want to go out, so they can be able to also go out to showcase their work. Um, about the ministers and all the functionaries, we are very much in contact. I've just been so busy. If I've been in Nigeria since that time, I'm sure the show would have held. So as soon as I get to Nigeria, the soonest, you will see a big show.
okay. I know before I asked you that question, I don't know if there was something you wanted to tell us. Did I cut you off? Was it something you wanted to share with us?
Yes. I was actually to do, I wanted to do two more. I wanted to step those poems down with just two short ones.
Go ahead, please.
I have waited. I have waited a while. The words of time was a wind in the trees, and things became new matter in a sandy universe. Another one. All I said was a picture of love. My voice that saw a face of light is bright as your light. And the last one. Many things I found, sorry, many things I find is an emerald green, picture of an eye, a green world which luster can.
Wow. Because somebody that's the shade that people are watching us. One of our viewers said he wanted to say some more things and you cut him off. No, I'm like, okay. And that's Miss Jella. Jella is
Lilian,
one of
Lilian,
the young ladies too. She
Lilian,
has the show.
you are so energetic. I love
Thank you
that.
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Miss Jella, for pointing that out to us. Thank you so much, Jella ECTV. Thank you. And thank you, Biani. All the people that have been watching. Thank you so much, Rosie Variety Kitchen TV, Internet Nuggets, Javia Okala, so many people, Semeke,
Yeah.
Omorege, so many people that have been watching us so much, so much. Thank you, all of you. I am so grateful to have this guest here today. Before I let him go, on a very, I think there was something in my mind I wanted to ask. Okay, good, I got it. What do you think about the politics in Nigeria right now? As a Nigerian, what do you think politically? Where are we? I mean, what do you think about the whole scenario of what is going on right now? What do you think about Nigeria for tomorrow?
Well, Nigeria is a young country, and Africa didn't have the luck or the chance of having so much help and so much support from outside from the beginning. And we have to be patient. We all tried. Some people wanted this man, some wanted that man. So when that man comes in, let's see what he does. Because democracy is a question of years. And after some time, the time is over for who is there. If he doesn't prove himself, he will be kicked out.
Now, from your answer, I can see that you are not just a typical German, you're a typical American. They are very diplomatic.
Yes, of course.
They are very diplomatic when they answer their questions.
Yes, when you are young, sometimes you have the propensity to answer from emotion, but when you are older and you have seen different things play out, you just have to be cautious because in life nobody really knows. You just have to hope for the best and channel your energy to make sure that the best returns to be with you.
Wow, this is beautiful. This is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Before I let you go, I just want to say in one word, how would you describe yourself in one word?
Well, it is difficult for me to describe myself. Otherwise, I will paint myself in flowers and in light.
Wow,
Um, I rely on people to describe me.
that's brilliant.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Eni. And also, if you guys want to follow him, he's on all social as Emmanuel Eni. Please do that. He's on YouTube as Blackman in European Kitchen Star. Please make sure you go there and subscribe. And also for the trainings or reading his books or seeing his poems, follow him on social so that you can get access to those things. And most importantly, I am so excited. I want to be a little bit braggadocious because the show is over. You
Yes.
know, I want to say that he's a Nigerian, even if he's in Germany. And not just that, he's an Ika guy. And not
Yes.
just that, he's my brother.
From Ibanke, she's my sister,
He's
Lilian.
my brother. So you can see that, this brain we get up, eh?
Well done.
Thank you
No.
so much. I
Thanks a lot.
appreciate you. Don't leave. Wait for me in the studio. I want to thank all my audience and all my viewers from all the channels that are watching us right now. Thank you so much. Without you guys, this will not happen. I appreciate you guys. As you guys know, Every Saturday, 9 o'clock, I have a special guest or a special topic to bring you guys. And next week is another special episode that will be coming your way. Thank you so much, everybody. And thank you, my lovely brother. I'll
Thank you
see you
so
guys
much.
on the next video. Bye now,
Thanks a lot,
everybody.
Lilian.
Bye,
Thanks a lot.
everybody.
Bye.